Speaking about rhythm, I want to talk to you a little bit about your journey as a listener, each of you. What was your first like memory of falling in love with music?
The first gig I went to was Franz Ferdinand. That was like the first like rock gig. Like before that, I liked whatever was on the radio when I was in the car. Um, so yeah, I think that was probably a big moment for me, seeing an actual band play live, and like the guitars are amazing, the songs are catchy. And then I don't know. Then you get to the Beatles. My dad got me the Beatles Rock Band game, and
Right.
then just from there, I don't know, leads to everything.
Yeah, I would have grown up with a lot of like Beatles and the Doors and Pink Floyd and stuff like that. But I think the first album that I ever got like, absolutely bed into was Queen's Greatest Hits. I remember like at one stage, I think I knew the lyrics to every song back to front. And I just have it blaring in my room constantly. That was, I think it was about 9 or 10. Um, Probably would have been just before I started playing drums. But that was yeah, like my first probably like obsession. That was like got super into.
I think Queen's Greatest Hits is one of those albums for a lot of people. Like, I think the album's been in the charts like longer than you've probably been alive.
Yeah, yeah, that and ABBA's Gold album, and there's a
Yeah,
couple of other albums there. They're just yeah, they never leave.
They've
yeah.
definitely overtaken us again in the charts this week. ABBA, 100%.
Well, if that's your competition, then.
And
Yeah.
And I know you've mentioned that seeing Savages live was a big moment for the band's musical direction. What was it about Savages that sort of resonated?
I think the big thing. So me, Carla, and Colin were in a band before Sprint, and it was kind of the music probably wasn't quite as heavy as Sprint's was. A bit more like indie-ish or possibly even indie folk in parts. But when we saw a Savages show, I think as much as the actual sound itself, it was the live performance that we just like Jenny Beth is just ridiculous, like you know what I mean. And we walked away from that gig and we were kind of like, we need to start going in that direction. You know what I mean? I think without a clear exact idea of what the sound would be like, 'cause this was a couple of years before sprints actually started.
Yeah.
But it was the spark of that kind of like wanting to go at least in that vague direction, and I think that definitely where we've gone with our own kind of live shows, just going for that super high intense, energy fueled type of performance.
What do you think is an album that you would consider perfect or close to perfect?
oh, there's so many. I listened to an album an hour ago and I was like, this is nearly perfect. It's a series of Sneaks by Spoon. Do you know that one?
No, no, that.
You don't know that one?
No.
It's okay. Well, I suggest it. The guitar,
Okay,
bass, drums in
that's
it
good.
are just. It hasn't got that many plays. Like the biggest song is like 700,000 plays, but that's the last one I listened to. So
I'd probably go. Do you know what Songs for the Deaf? I know it's a bit of a, but it's like
I
that's
don't
one of
know.
those albums that like from start to finish, it's just
That's an instant classic. So
it's
yeah,
pretty
that's it.
flawless, or that was definitely one of those albums as well that when I heard it for the first time with the whole the kind of tuning into the car radio thing throughout it and stuff. I love those like little kind of bits that join songs together and really make it an album.
So you got a lot of touring coming up. Do you listen to music while you're traveling a lot?
Yeah, we usually have something on in the van.
What kind of
It's
stuff have you been listening to?
God, we kind of like make a new
We have
playlist every time. I think.
Because I think you have pretty eclectic tastes between you, right? That's from what I heard.
I think we
Yeah,
all, yeah, but we all kind of listen to our own stuff as well. That if we make a playlist, it's definitely with Jack or Colin and Carl put in songs. I'm like, oh, I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that.
I feel like we jump between a kind of like a quieter playlist that might be more kind of like either folk or soul-y kind of stuff or Motown for like when you just want to chill out a bit, or then there's more kind of like more of a party-ish playlist that would be your kind of either heavier rock stuff or electronic kind of stuff. And then often in the van, like on the way to a show, we'll play like either like I don't know, like I feel like a lot of old like emo music from the early 2000s or something. It's kind of
Or
like
like the good Foo Fighters, like like White Limo, or those classic songs you just hear all the time when you were younger.
yeah, something you can headbang to, a bit Motorhead
Um,
maybe. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
get the blood pumping and kind of hey, we're gonna play a show. Let's get excited.
Yeah, nice. So speaking of those bigger bands, if you could pick one band, like your dream band, to go on tour with, who you think it'd be fun for you guys, but you would also win over their audience, who do you think you would pick?
Do they have to currently be tour? Like, do they have to still be playing live shows?
I
Or
guess so.
okay,
Yeah, like because we want to put it out into the universe to make it happen.
right.
Hmm.
Maybe a bit. I think I'd have to go LCD Sound System.
I,
Fucking love
I was
LCD Sound System. Pick someone else. That'd be
no,
like, and it's obviously
right.
it's not exactly the same style of music, but I think we could definitely win a few fans there.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
their fans are pretty open-minded, so and
Yeah,
they are. We know they are. So
yeah.
God, you've stole my answer now. I actually have no idea.
We saw them when we were in New York in November. It was amazing.
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, it was great.
That's the place to see them as well.
Yeah, it was. I think the venue we saw them in Brooklyn. It was their 60th time playing that venue the night we saw them. It was
Wow.
fucking insane. It was only like a 2,000 cap room though, which is pretty small for them. Like
Oh
so.
wow, yeah, because they
Yeah,
played like Madison Square Garden before.
yeah, yeah. So that was sweet.
I'm gonna go with the vanilla answer, The Strokes.
Okay, yeah, I can
We
see
get-
that.
Do they even tour anymore? I don't know.
They do,
Yeah, I think
badly. I think
Yeah, they do 1 gig tours. Yeah, I'd love one of those.
they played. I think they played Primavera last year. There was a lot of complaints about Julian Casablanca singing. I think.
Yeah, I've only seen them once, and to be honest, I love their music, but on stage, like you kind of feel like you're looking at a photograph for 90 minutes. They don't really
Yeah.
do much.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'll change my answer later. I'll come back.
How do you find the Dublin scene at the moment? Like we've had, obviously, you guys have just come bursting out of the Dublin scene. We've had like Fontaines and a few other bands that have started to make a mark. Does it feel vibrant at the moment?
Yeah, it's not just Dublin though. It's the whole of Ireland. There's like the 2 bands supporting us in Dublin. Chalk from Belfast, aren't they?
Yeah, I know, Shock.
Um,
They're great.
And then Adore. I think they're from Galway, and there's loads of bands. Love Buzz that are. There's just so many coming through. Like most of my music I listen to is just Irish music now because it's really good. So long may it live.
Yeah, it's exciting though. Yeah, 'cause it's a lot of small bands, who might have like a couple of singles or one EP out, if even that are coming out, and yeah, any of the kind of showcasey events that have been on in the last couple of years, where you get a lot of small bands playing. It's kind of like you go in and you don't know any of them, and most of the bands are really good. Like it's kind of it's really exciting.
Do you feel part of a scene there? Like, have you got a lot of friends in bands in Dublin?
Yeah, we're friends with
A lot of people in music. Yeah.
I
But
don't know what a
everyone's
scene is meant to feel like. I mean,
but everyone's quite supportive. Like you'd go to a
Yeah.
lot of different people's gigs, and they'd go to your shows, and you'd see them around and say stuff like before Christmas they have like a merch market thing where loads of bands sell their merch. So it's like you go to those kind of things, and it's like, oh geez, half the people here kind of thing. Yeah, so that's nice, and everyone's generally pretty sound, gets on well.
If somebody had never heard Sprints, which track would you want them to listen to first?
Cathedral.
Ooh.
That's a lot of card. Why Cathedral?
I think it's got all the energy and the lyrics, and it's kind of a simple and straightforward like introduction to us. If I had to pick one,
I'd probably go Literary Mind. We'd probably lure in a wider reach of people, maybe, and then scare them with the heavier stuff afterwards.